People ask, how do I keep the core clean? But that's the wrong question. Keeping the core clean is easy. That's housekeeping. Getting the core clean is the most important bit. And that is something you can do already today. You can identify all your custom code you have in your system, all the programs, all the interfaces that you have, and decide what you want to keep in your core, what is part of your core, and everything that's not part of that core should be a prime candidate to carve out of your SAP system. A lot of customers are thinking about having a clean SAP core, but the question is, what is that clean core? And that is for each company to decide, but mainly it is, what functionality do I want to keep in SAP? Finance, sales, distribution, or production? That's the first choice. And then you want to have that in your system with as little customization and programming as possible. And you can already start doing that today and that will mitigate your risk again for your S/4HANA migration, because you can start building, testing all these changes already before you move to S/4HANA. And that will make it much easier to go to S/4HANA because you already have reduced your code base and your customization. So you don't have to rebuild that first. You can do that now already. People in the SAP world are used to very long lead times with large teams. That changes completely when you use OutSystems or a low-code platform in the right way. We have one example, a great example at a company we worked for. We had one team of 12 people doing one side of the project, basically half of it, and 1.5 developer on the OutSystems side doing the other half of the product. So that was much quicker. So in about 6 to 8 weeks, that first prototype was built, compared to the other team working for a year on the first part. I think that gives a pretty good example what the productivity gains are compared to high coding. If a company goes for that bi-model approach, having an S/4HANA team and an OutSystems team, it's important that you understand that the S/4HANA system integrator will come in with maybe hundreds of people for this large multi-year project. And typically we come in from the OutSystems side with 3, 4, 5 people. Having a decision tree beforehand that is what to build and what technology is crucial then. Otherwise you have the chance that the large system integrator will have much more power in the decision than the OutSystems side. And you want to make sure that you build in the right technology. Another advice I would give in this bi-model approach, that it doesn't work if the teams don't work together. If everybody has their own backlog and are independent, then it will take a long time to integrate anything. And you do want to develop maybe OData services, maybe have Delboomi or API Connect or another middleware that also needs development. That can take, in my experience, between 8 to 24 weeks before such an interface is done. And we build in a week our app, and then we wait. So having cross-functional teams is crucial. That you have a middleware developer, an OData developer, maybe an ABAP developer, and an OutSystems developer in the same team sharing the same backlog. There's several ways you can integrate OutSystems with SAP. SAP itself promotes OData services, which is a great way to communicate with an SAP system. It's robust, it's everything you need. The problem is there's not much functionality available out of the box in OData. So all the things you need to develop from scratch. And in our experience, that can take from 8 to 24 weeks to have an OData service. At the same time, the RFC connector, which has been around for 40 years within SAP, is still available also in your S/4HANA version. And that supports more than 55,000 readily available functions that you can already use directly in OutSystems, because OutSystems has a native RFC connector to SAP built in. And that way you can get a prototype built, sometimes in 10 minutes, sometimes a day. And that proves the value to the business. So our advice is to our customers, start developing in RFC connectors. And once you have that value proven and the business accepts the solution, maybe even after your MVP go live, then you spend time when you have a stable product to build those OData services and rebuild the OutSystems app to those connectors instead of the RFC connector.